Courteney Cox and Johnny McDaid's love story has come to an end. After more than a decade together, the Friends actress and the Snow Patrol musician have decided to go their separate ways, marking the end of a relationship that included years of love, challenges, reconciliation, and unforgettable moments. The breakup between the two has been confirmed by People, with the Daily Mail being the first outlet to report the news. Cox, 62, and McDaid, 49, had been one of Hollywood's more private but closely followed couples. Their relationship lasted for over 10 years, during which they experienced major milestones together, including an engagement, a difficult separation, and a decision to rebuild their connection after their breakup. Representatives for both Courteney Cox and Johnny McDaid were contacted for comment, but they were not immediately available to respond. The former couple was most recently seen together in public in September 2025, when they attended the U.S. Open together. Their appearance came after years of sharing special moments with each other, even as they largely kept their relationship away from the constant attention that often follows celebrity couples. Before that public appearance, Cox showed that there was still deep affection between them when she celebrated McDaid's 48th birthday in July, with a heartfelt message shared on Instagram. In the tribute, Cox posted a collection of photos showing different sides of McDaid's life, including moments of him performing on stage, flying a plane, and sharing a happy moment beside her while holding a fish she had caught. Alongside the pictures, she wrote, "Happy birthday to the man who can do most anything." She ended the message with a loving note, writing, "I love you always, Jay." The post reflected the bond they had built over the years and the admiration Cox continued to express for the musician. Cox and McDaid's relationship first began in late 2013, after the two met at a star-studded house party hosted by Cox, who was known for her role as Monica Geller on the hit television series Friends. Their connection quickly grew, and the pair became a couple shortly after meeting. Their romance moved quickly, and just 9 months after they started dating, McDaid and Cox became engaged. At the time, the engagement appeared to represent a new chapter for both of them. However, despite their strong connection, the couple faced difficulties and eventually called off their engagement in late 2015. The split came as a surprise to many people who had followed their relationship, especially because the two had seemed deeply committed to building a future together. Despite ending their engagement, Cox and McDaid completely walk away from each other. They reconciled and decided to continue their relationship. However, this time around they chose not to become engaged again. Instead, they focused on their connection and continued moving forward together without returning to that previous step. Years later, Cox opened up about one of the most difficult moments in their relationship. In April 2024, she revealed that their first major breakup happened during a couples therapy session, describing the experience as unexpected and extremely painful. While appearing on the Mini Questions with Mini Driver podcast, Cox shared details about how emotional that moment was for her and how deeply the breakup affected her. 3 years in, we broke up and it was really intense. We broke up in therapy. I didn't know it was coming, whether I should have or not, Cox explained during the conversation. She said that McDaid ended the relationship very early in the therapy session, leaving her shocked by what had happened. "He just broke up within the first minute, and I was like, what?" At that point, the two had already been engaged, making the moment even more difficult for her to process. She explained that she was completely caught off guard and felt overwhelmed by the emotions that followed. "We were engaged, and I was so shocked. I was in so much pain," Cox said, describing the heartbreak she experienced after the sudden end of their engagement and relationship. Her comments revealed that despite their public image, their relationship had gone through complicated and deeply personal struggles behind closed doors. Over the years, Cox and McDaid's relationship became a story of two people who experienced both the highs and lows of love. They found each other, became engaged, faced a painful separation, and later found their way back to each other. Their decision to reconcile showed that their connection remained important despite the challenges they faced. Now, after more than 10 years together, the couple has reached another turning point. Their breakup marks the end of a long chapter filled with memories, personal growth, and moments they shared away from the spotlight.